look at that furnace with the gas valve. That did not fit. Sorry about the glare from the flashlight, but it's running now. So right now I have my testo hooked up to do a combustion test, make sure that it's burning safely. But there's our new gas valve. Not exactly the same, but that's the manufacturer's recommended replacement. So that's what went in. No problem, but I did have to take off the manifold again. It is heating. It's just a matter of I gotta make sure everything's running properly and burning safely before I leave. And he is kind of rushing me out. I came a little bit later than was expected, so he's trying to get me out of here by 10:30, which is fine because I should have everything done by then. Okay, here's the thermostat and filthy filter. Got our return air. Okay, so I finished up with that. He signed up for a maintenance plan. He's been using us for so long. I'm surprised that it took this long to sign up. Turn right onto I am on my way now to another call for a boiler short cycling. It'll be my third call today. My first call was a heating issues. It was a steam system. A couple of the steam vents were spraying steam. And the radiator valve, the shutoff valve, one of those was actually spraying steam out and I couldn't seal it, so I had to replace that. Here's just a picture of the valve. You can see I had to cut it to get it off. And then I had to cut the perfect threads nipple out of the radiator. So that was fun. But we'll see what this one will bring. Okay, so I ended up not recording on that one. It was a bad aquastat relay, and it's a millivolt gas valve. I don't have that aquastat relay stocked in the truck, so I had to run to a supply house, which is only 5 minutes away, to get one and put it in, and that was it. It's a super old boiler. But I'm on my way now to a steam boiler, and I'm gonna read what the customer just texted me. Okay, call when you're near for further directions. You know it's a steam system, gas-fired, ? Pressure troll, pigtail, clogged, possible low water cutoff problem, and steam venting in the boiler. So, it sounds like this guy needs a new boiler, but we'll see what happens when we get there. I guess he probably doesn't have it maintained, but maybe he watched Mike's videos and that's why he thinks that there's all these problems. A lot of people watch Mike's videos and they're like, oh, everything that he said, yeah, I have a problem with that. Or he did a video on this part, yeah, that's the part I have a problem with. Make sure you bring that part. And then it's not that, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so here is our boiler. The equalizer is too small, and I don't know, a lot of this piping's like a mess, but I just dumped out a couple buckets. The low water cutoff is always sensing a low water condition because it's heavily corroded and it can't sense it, and then it dripped onto the board. So we're going to replace the low water cutoff and the probe. Once I'm done draining this all out, I'll clean out this sight glass, replace the washers. Yeah, so that's what I'm starting with. A bunch of people have been here trying to fix different things. There was a problem with the pressure troll supposedly, but for now I'm just dealing with the problems that I see in front of me, and that's we can't know the water level like this, and this can't operate. Heavily corroded, and you know, if water drips onto the control board, you can see some little like burn spots. It's hard to pick up on camera, but yeah, so I'm gonna grab the low water cutoff. So I just ran out to the van. I got the low water cutoff. It's model 400. Should be actually a direct swap, except for the fact that it's a 1/2 inch tapping, but you can just use a 1/2 inch to 3/4 brass bushing to fix that. And I will grab my sight glass washers, which is behind these. got those. Got the low water cutoff. Gonna bring down a big wrench and hopefully it comes out easily. So surprisingly, I was actually able to break this with just a channel lock and get it loose. So hopefully the water's drained down to that point. And there's our probe. And somehow it's compromised and was leaking through out to here. I will get some pipe dope put onto our two pieces here. You cannot use PTFE tape, pipe dope only because of the fact that it needs to ground, like bond with the jacket. So take a look in there. Yeah, so that was nice. I've never had it come out that easily. So going in should be just as easy. Okay, so I grabbed a new sight glass and the cutter. Because while I had like nice access with the low water cutoff off, I took it apart to clean it out, and you could see it's very like corroded. Like the glass is just eroding away. It's very thin and it's like super brittle. So I'm not gonna risk putting that back in. I'll just cut a fresh one. Okay, so there we are. New sight glass, lots of washers, so you can actually see the water level. And put the probe on, just making sure with it filled that we don't have any leaks or drips, but it's really tight, so we should be okay on that. And I'll mount the low water cutoff in place. Okay, so we're wired in, screwed on. Put in a protector there to protect the thermostat wire. There wasn't one before. And we can hopefully power it on. And we shall see what happens. Nothing on the low water cutoff light, so it doesn't say low water. Loose thermostat relays. Oh man, look at that bent terminal. The hacks that were working on this boiler before. Vent tamper is opening up. And now we wait. Take a look at the pressure control. You can see, I don't know what was going on, but they raised that way up. So there we go. We have flame. I am going to shut it back off because I'm going to pull the pressure control and clear the pigtail. Okay, I put it back together and I lowered the pressure all the way to nothing. Made sure it kicked the boiler off, which it did. And now I put it back to a more reasonable, just below 2. We'll see what happens as it runs. I will get a couple zip ties on that to hold it in tighter, as the factory now ships the boiler. And it looks like our screw for our pressure control is nowhere to be found. So that is a bummer. I wonder if I have anything. Actually, I think I can use these nuts from the old probe. That should be okay. And while it's running and getting hot, I'm gonna give the whole thing a good wipe down because it's pretty dirty, dusty. Wonder if that's steam coming up the chimney. Might be. Have to go see. I'll fill the boiler up to the top now that everything's running. Actually, I have to grab zip ties. But now that I at least know it's running and I know it's burning safely because I did a combustion analysis, we can see what else is going on with it. Where did I put the zip ties? Okay, we are overfilled and I am not seeing any sort of water or moisture or anything on dripping down onto the burners or anything. It all looks like brand new. I wish there was an age on here. They took off the rating label, but whatever. Just glad it's not, doesn't have a hole in it. Okay, so I just spoke with the homeowner, and the pressure control has been shutting the boiler off, and I went ahead and I raised it halfway to what it was at and where I'd like it to be, because I don't want this to shut off on him and then not work at all because I touched it. But it is shutting it off. I just don't know at what pressure, because that gauge isn't accurate at all. If it were 15, we'd be blowing off the relief valve, so. But everything's working, it's making steam, it's burning safely. It's the most important thing. And there we go, that was probably off on pressure again. He did not want to replace the pressure gauge and check the pressure control for accuracy against my recommendation. And up on this tag, I put in new low order cutoff and probe, new sight glass with nuts and washers, and I'll put my name. I forgot about that. It's in my pocket. I gotta use both hands. DC. So just waiting on payment, and we are gonna be good to go. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. I'm headed home now. It is 3:06, and I'm close by to my house. I'm only 20 minutes away. And hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. Comment any advice or criticisms or feedback, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.